Sairam students, and welcome back. We will begin with a new lesson today from the Beehive, that is lesson number 3, The Little Girl, written by Catherine Mansfield. I would request you all to keep a book and a pen ready so that you could note down the important points. Before we begin, we'll just look into about the author. The author is basically from New Zealand, her name being Kathleen Mansfield Murray. However, she wrote under the pen name of Catherine Mansfield. She was a very prominent story writer and a poet from New Zealand, and she has written a lot of books and a lot of short stories and poems which are to her credit. Now, in this lesson, that is The Little Girl, this story is about the relationship between a strict father and his daughter. It's basically a relationship that exists between a father and a daughter. The writer here expresses the deep bond and love that is between the children and the parents, that is shared between the children and their parents. It is about a small girl or a little girl whose feelings for her father had changed. She was very scared of her father, how it changed from fear to understanding him and loving him. So this change has been explained or expressed by the writer in this lesson. It basically describes the changing attitude of a girl towards her father, the girl child towards her father. So here the writer is expressing how the bond of love exists between a child and their parents. The main characters in this story or in this lesson are Kezia. This is the name of the little girl who is very scared of her father. Then we have Kezia's father. He is a hard-working and a strict disciplinarian. However, he is also caring and loving towards her or his daughter. We have Kezia's mother, who is also very loving and caring in nature. And we have Kezia's grandmother. Kezia is very close and very fond of her grandmother because her grandmother understands her the best. So she is very close to her grandmother. So these are the main characters in this story. So students, let us begin with the lesson. To the little girl, he was a figure to be feared and avoided. Every morning before going to work, he came into her room and gave her a casual kiss, to which she responded with "Goodbye, father." And oh, there was a glad sense of relief when she heard the noise of the carriage growing fainter and fainter down the long road. A casual kiss means there was no feeling or bonding involved. It was just a kiss where the child replied goodbye to the father. However, because she was very scared, she was very happy when father was away from home for work. And fainter meaning the sound of the carriage grew lesser and lesser. In the evening, when he came home, she stood near the staircase and heard his loud voice in the hall. "Bring my tea into the drawing room. Hasn't the paper come yet? Mother, go and see if my paper's out there, and bring me my slippers." So these were the orders that he gave when he was back from work in the evening, and the tone used was very loud. So Kezia, the name of the child, she was very scared of this. "Kezia," mother would call to her, If you are a good girl, you can come down and take off father's boots. Slowly the girl would slip down the stairs, more slowly, still across the hall, and push open the drawing room door. By that time he had his spectacles on and looked at her over them in a way that was terrifying to the little girl. So mother used to call out to her and ask her to come down and take off father's boots when he was back from work. She would slip down, that is, she would come down very quietly, and unwillingly she would come down to the hall and try to help her mother. But by then father was already in a very bad mood, or probably would put on his spectacles and looked at her in full anger. This terrified the little girl. Well, Kezia, hurry up and pull off these boots and take them outside. Have you been a good girl today? I don't know, father. You don't know? If you stutter like that, mother will have to take you to the doctor. So he would ask her to take off his boots immediately, and this would scare the child or the girl so much that she used to stammer or stutter. That is, she used to have difficulty in even communicating with her father. So she was very afraid, very frightened to even talk to her father or even look at him. And he would say if she continued to stutter, then she would have to be taken to a doctor for some kind of treatment. So this scared the child a lot. She never stuttered with other people, had quite given it up, but only with father, because then she was trying so hard to say the words properly. What's the matter? What are you looking so wretched about? Mother, I wish you taught this child not to appear on the brink of suicide. Here, Kezia, carry my teacup back to the table carefully. So she used to never stutter in front of other people, some strangers, but she used to only stammer and find it very difficult to talk in front of her father. She used to try hard to say some words, but nothing used to come out properly. Also, he used to scream and yell at her saying, "What are you so unhappy about?" Wretched meaning unhappy. Why was she always unhappy? He also told her mother that we wish that she does not appear on the brink of suicide. That is, she is almost on the verge of committing suicide. So it is better that you remain happy. And he would instruct her to take away the teacup as soon as possible, but very carefully. He was so big, his hands and his neck, especially his mouth when he yawned. Thinking about him alone was like thinking about a giant. So according to Kezia, his appearance, her father's appearance, was something like a giant because he had a very huge figure. His hands and his neck were too big, and also his mouth when he yawned. So she was very scared to even look at her own father. On Sunday afternoons, grandmother sent her down to the drawing room to have a nice talk with father and mother. But the little girl always found mother reading and father stretched out on the sofa, his handkerchief on his face, his feet on one of the best cushions, sleeping soundly and snoring. So, as she was very fond of her grandmother and she was very close to her grandmother, grandmother used to try to make her closer to her father so that she has a good bonding with them, and she would send her down to the drawing room so that she could talk to her mother and father. But she always found that mother was reading and father was on the sofa with a handkerchief on his face, resting his feet and soundly sleeping without making any noise. It is undisturbed. He used to sleep. So she never felt like disturbing them. So Kezia used to hesitate to even have a small talk with her own parents. She sat on a stool, gravely watched him until he woke and stretched and asked the time, then looked at her. So she used to continuously be sitting there waiting for him to wake up and seriously watched him till he woke, and then he would ask her what the time was and gave her a look, which was again very scary for her. So this was where the grandmother tried to help her communicate with her parents. Don't stare so, Kezia. You look like a little brown owl. So father used to scream at her, telling that if you stare like this, you look like a little brown owl. You look like an owl. One day when she was kept indoors with a cold, her grandmother told her that father's birthday was next week and suggested she should make him a pincushion for a gift out of a beautiful piece of yellow silk. So what is a pincushion? You can see the image of a pincushion. It's a small pad for holding pins. So grandmother suggested that Kezia should gift her father with this pincushion for his birthday, which was due the next week. So she suggested Kezia to make a pincushion for him, and Kezia was really thrilled about this idea. Laboriously, with a double cotton, the little girl stitched 3 sides. But what to fill it with? That was the question. The grandmother was out in the garden and she wandered into mother's bedroom to look for scraps. On the bed table, she discovered a great many sheets of fine paper, gathered them up, tore them into tiny pieces and stuffed her case, then sewed up the 4th side. So with a lot of effort or difficulty, that is laboriously, she found some cotton. Then she stitched the 3 sides of that particular cotton sheet, but she was clueless as to what she has to fill that thing with so that the cushion is ready. However, she wandered into her mother's bedroom and tried looking out for some scraps. That is, she went into her mother's bedroom and started searching for some small pieces of unwanted cloth paper so that she could fill the cushion with. And she found some sheets of paper. She gathered all of them and tore them into tiny pieces and stuffed all this into the cotton and tried to make the cushion, and she sewed up the 4th side. So the cushion actually was ready now. That night there was a hue and cry in the house. Father's great speech for the Port Authority had been lost. Rooms were searched, servants questioned. Finally, mother came into Kezia's room. So that particular night, there was lot of commotion in the house. There was protesting. Father was angry because he had lost the speech that he was to make for the Port Authority. And All the rooms were searched because that speech was not found in the house. Finally, mother went into Kezia's room. Kezia, I suppose you didn't see some papers on a table in our room? Oh, yes, she said. I tore them up for my surprise. What? Screamed mother. Come straight down to the dining room this instant. So when she was questioned, very innocently she said that she had torn them up and stuffed them for her surprise that she was to give. This angered the mother and she asked her to come down immediately to the dining room. She was called straight to the dining room and she was dragged down to where father was pacing to and fro, hands behind his back. Well, he said sharply. Mother explained. He stopped and stared at the child. Did you do that? No, she whispered. Mother, go up to her room and fetch down the damn thing. See that the child's put to bed this instant. Now she was dragged to her father, who was very angry and moving to and fro, trying to figure out where his speech had disappeared. And finally, when Kezia was asked, she was very hesitant and she was not ready to accept that she had done it. She was very scared of her father. And father immediately in anger instructed her mother in annoyance. It is damn thing means it's an expression of annoyance, and told her mother to take her back to her room and put her to bed immediately, because he was really very furious as he couldn't find his speech for the court authority. What happens next, or what happens after this, we would do it in the next class. So I hope you have understood up to this as to what exactly was the situation in Kezia's house, why she was so scared of her father, and why she was unable to communicate well with her parents. So let's see what surprise she gave, whether father accepted her surprise or not, in the next class.